Hello there, it's Patrina again with Do You Have a Couple of Minutes? And today I want to know if you have a couple of minutes to wrap up our series on GAIN. And we're going to be talking about the acronym GAIN and what the N in GAIN stands for. But let me just catch up a couple of you that may not have listened to the previous episodes. So, as many of you know, I am preparing for a retreat called Authentic Alignment. It's coming up on Saturday, November 9th in Palm Springs. And as a part of that preparation, I've asked a number of people to share with me so that I can share with my audience here how it is to spend a day with me so that people have an idea beyond this, just this podcast or these little blips, what it's like, what they can expect from a day. So one of my colleagues came up with this acronym GAIN, GAIN, and I've gone through what she identified for the G, the A, and the I for me. So for G, she identified gratefulness, A was action, and I was inspiration. And today we're going to talk about the N. So the letter N, she identified as nurture. And what she had to say about me in that regard was this: Patrina believes in holistic care. She'll encourage you to nurture your mind, body, and spirit. So when you reach your goals, you're truly ready to celebrate your gains along the journey. And then when she ended this, she said, so if you're looking for a transformative experience where growth is not just possible, but inevitable, spending a day with Patrina is the investment you need to make in yourself. Her genuine connection with people of all backgrounds will make you feel like you've known her for years, even if it's just your first conversation. So I love that because I sure hope that it's all true. It's something that I try to live. This idea around nurture, I'm not always as good as I want to be in terms of nurture, but I really believe in this connection between mind, body, and spirit, that it's just super important. And the more we are intentional about nurturing our mind, about taking care of and listening to what our body has to say to us, and being connected with the soul, like on a spiritual level, really thinking about and understanding connectedness and how we're intertwined with one another, and that we're just operating in a way that we need to find alignment with things. People do breath work, right? Because they're trying to calm themselves, ground themselves. People put their feet on the ground. They're trying to ground themselves. They're trying to connect to the things around them. And I believe that that's possible, and that that is really helpful in us realizing a fullness of us understanding how everything really fits together. And when we can find those connections, then it just makes things so much easier when we're able to go with the flow. I talked about an example a while back. I've heard that if you get caught in a riptide, that you're not supposed to try to swim directly toward shore. You're supposed to try to swim parallel to the shore until you're kind of out of that, and then we'll be able to make it back to shore without as much resistance. And we've all probably had these moments where we're in the flow of something, right? When you're in the flow, you're going with energy versus going against energy. Now, I don't mean this to say that there's not times where, we have to resist tough things or resist things that aren't for us, but we're resisting them because they're in contradiction. They're kind of they're in contrast with where we need to be going or what we need to be doing, right? We're trying to get back to that flow, to stay in that flow. We're recognizing that we're out of flow when we're going through that resistance. So this idea around nurturing, around taking care of ourselves, really being intentional is something that I believe in. And that's the idea behind this whole authentic alignment retreat that I have coming up on Saturday, November 9th, in Palm Springs. The idea is that you're going to take a pause so that you can focus in on you and get back to your essence, or if you've never really tapped into it, to really try to gain some clarity around what that is. And then by gaining some clarity, now there's some confidence because things aren't as fuzzy, right? And when there's confidence, then we operate from a place of strength moving forward. So that's the idea behind this retreat. And that involves all those elements, right? That involves our mindset. It involves our bodies being, healthy and able uh, to move in that direction, and certainly, our soul, our spirit being aligned as well, because it's kind of that higher connection to the things that can be, to the things that are in our present and in our future. So I really love that she put that acronym there, GAIN. I think it is appropriate for the retreat that's coming up, and I think it's appropriate in terms of identifying, what it is like to be with me. What are some of the things that I really value and that I want to be able to share with others? Again, not because there's any promotion from me. It's more about helping others to be able to tap into this energy, this strength, this confidence that is available to them so that they can also live in fullness. I mean, if we all lived in our fullness, how awesome would that be, right? Probably, I'm not holding my breath for that to happen, but those that I can help and those that can be an inspiration to others and to have some ripple effect, that's something that I think there's value in that we want to do. So, with that, I am going to end this series. I'm so glad that you joined. I hope that you found that these topics have been inspirational, something to help you think, learn, grow, and ultimately lead a more fulfilling life. And I hope that if you are enjoying these messages, that you'll share them with others so that they can come along our learning journey as well. Please be sure to check out the show notes for a summary of today's session, as well as contact information if you'd like to be in touch with me, and information on how you can get my most recent publications. Please be sure to check out information on the Authentic Alignment Retreat. You can go to my website, patrinagooch.com/events, and that will take you right to the events page for the Authentic Alignment Retreat. As always, I'm super appreciative of you joining me here today, and I sure hope to see you back next time. Until then, bye-bye.